Hey everybody, Mrs. Bianchi. We're looking at questions 19A and B, and let's look at this image first before we begin. It says, coconut jelly is made from coconut milk flavorings and agar-agar, which thickens the liquid from a solid. The jelly can hold almost any shape, including a rectangular prism. Ray is making two rectangular prisms out of coconut jelly. Both prisms have the same volume. Now that's really important you pay attention to that. The first prism is 3 1/3 inch long, 4 inches wide, and 1 1/2 inches high. Roy wants the second prism to have a length of 4 and a width of 3. He needs to know the height of the second prism. 19A says, what is the volume of the first rectangular prism? So what we're doing is we're plugging these numbers into the volume formula for rectangular prism, which is volume equals length times width times height. Let's change everything into improper fractions. Let's call this the length, so something thirds. We'll call this the width, that's 4/1. And we'll call this the height, something halves. So how do you get the something? For the length, if we multiply 3 times 3, that's 9, plus 1 is 10. So that's 10 thirds, that's equal to that. We'll make this an improper fraction by just putting a 1 underneath, and this would be equal to 3 halves. So that's 2 times 1, which is 2, plus 1 gives us the 3. All right, so you're going to go ahead and finish that up and find the volume, and you're going to get some number. Now remember, the second prism has to have the same volume because it says right here, I underlined it in red, both prisms have the same volume. So whatever you get, when you finish this up, you're going to get some number. You're going to put it in the second volume formula, which is volume equals length times width times height. You're going to take that number that you got by multiplying these together, put it here, and let's substitute the other values because it says both prisms have the same volume. The first prism, we already dealt with that. The second, Roy wants the second prism to have a length of 4 inches and a width of 3 inches. So we'll substitute those in for length and width. Next, we'll go ahead and we'll simplify 4 times 3, which is 12. And then you have your number, whatever that is that you got from here. Write it again. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to figure that out. And then we'll bring down the variable h. So whatever that number is, the next step is to apply a little bit of algebra. What's the opposite of multiply a variable by 12? It would be to divide by 12. So whatever that number is that you have in that blue box, you're going to divide it by 12. This will cancel out. It'll equal 1. 1 times h is h. So again, you're taking what you have in the blue box, you're taking this number, putting it inside the division box, and your dividend will be here. Your divisor is 12. That's the same as the denominator. Finish this up, and that'll be your answer for the second part of this question. All right, so make sure you're reading everything carefully because in one question, they want the volume of the first rectangular prism. So that's the number that you get when you multiply all three of these numbers. That answer is going to go be one of these. And for the second part, they want to know the height of the second prism. So that's what you get when you plug that number in here and solve, do the algebra, and divide. Be careful, and good luck.